Welcome to A Meaningful Marketplace.
I'm Sarah Massoni from Oregon State University's Food Innovation Center, where I've helped countless dreamers launch their new food products. It's the science of taking a food delight from the kitchen to mass manufacturing and still keeping its great taste. That's what I do. I've been called the woman with the $1 million palate, although I haven't tried to cash that check yet. Listen in weekly for real-life stories.
I'm Sarah Marshall, owner of Marshall's Hot Sauce and author of Preservation Pantry, modern canning from root to top and stem to core. I love inspiring business owners to get started on their journey, encourage folks to be part of their local community, and I'm excited to help business owners tell their stories. Hello and welcome to the Meaningful Marketplace. We are here weekly to discuss the journey of food entrepreneurs. We're glad you've joined us today as we bring you stories of hope and inspiration. This is Sarah Marshall, owner of Marshall's Hot Sauce.
And Sarah Massoni of Oregon State University's Food Innovation Center. Hi, Sarah Marshall.
Hi, Sarah. It's October. Happy October spooky season to you.
Ooh.
Boo.
We carved our pumpkins yesterday.
Oh, you did? That's, yeah. We usually do it week of because in Portland, everything gets moldy and rotty and rainy. And so
that's even more spookier.
It is. We usually wait till week of because then we carve them, have fun Halloween things, and then put them in the compost because they tend to get pretty mushy pretty fast. But you and I have been prepping ahead of the game, and we're like in Thanksgiving mode. We've been doing some stuff with our buddy Elsie. She has been on episode 10 and episode 224. Her business is Creole Me Up. She did a Thanksgiving turkey brine rub that's going to be at our local New Season stores. So people can check out her Instagram. My Instagram. I sous vide a turkey in her brine.
I'm so glad you sous vide it. You were a little nervous about it, but
yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, the reason I wasn't sure about doing it was because I didn't know if anybody else would do it, you know?
I would do it.
Like make it. I didn't know if people would have a sous vide machine to do it. But hopefully they do. It turned out great. It was really fun.
Did your fam like it? Did
they
you feed your family?
I fed my family. My parents went up to the mountain and took it with them, and so they loved it. We did the skin, took it off, and did it crispy under 2 sheet pans, so it turned out like turkey stained glass kind of to put on the top. It was cool. And then I used my cranberry red jalapeno sauce, which is our kind of Thanksgiving item, to make a stuffing and a little appetizer, and that also is at New Seasons. So it's like, even though we're in October, I feel like we're in November. We're in like the holidays already.
It was a win-win.
Win-win. Yeah. And you're cooking your Thanksgiving turkey with Elsie this week as well, right?
Yep. Watch social media. Yeah. It'll be on there.
Everybody
really
tune
big.
in.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great.
I'm excited. And we have been partnering with the Regional Food Business Center to bring you guests from our 6-state region. We're on Montana. We moved to Washington, and then we'll be done with our series, which is pretty wild. I know.
What's plan B?
I don't know.
We need to find a contingency to the 6 states.
So right now we're meeting with business owners from the great state of Montana. I'd like to introduce you to our co-host, Hailey Vine from Montana Department of Agriculture. Hailey, thanks for being our Montana expert while we meet all these great Montana friends.
Hello.
Welcome.
Happy to be here.
We only have one more show after today with you.
That is wild. Went by so fast.
I know. What's our game plan after we finish doing these Montana episodes? This can't be the end of our time together.
I heard Hailey's starting her own podcast.
Oh.
And she needs a host.
I could get behind that. There is so much happening in the state. So, it'd be pretty interesting.
Got to share Montana news. Keep it going.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, will you at least come on sometimes to update us on Montana things? Come back on our show?
Absolutely. More than happy to do that.
Okay, cool. Because I'll miss you. It's been fun. This has been your second time around, to be our co-host, and we've loved having you.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And we want to encourage our listeners to connect with your state by signing up for the Regional Food Business Newsletter. It's a breeze to sign up. Just go to Northwest Rocky Mountain Regional foodbusinesscenter.com, hit connect with us, and choose the button to receive newsletters. We want to thank our sponsor for supporting the Meaningful Marketplace. Thank you for helping us spread the word about small business owners and entrepreneurs. Let's hear a word from our sponsor. The Northwest and Rocky Mountain Regional Food Business Center is the proud sponsor of the Meaningful Marketplace podcast, giving a voice to food from across the 6-state region of Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, Washington, and Wyoming. The Food Business Center supports Northwest and Rocky Mountain food industry makers as part of the USDA's National Network of Food Business Centers, supporting a more resilient, diverse, and competitive food system as a go-to source for small and mid-tier food and farm businesses with a focus on underserved communities, providing education in the form of technical knowledge, business programs, and industry news. We sponsor trade shows, meetups, and conferences to connect growers, producers, retailers, distributors, and processors, all to stimulate business and raise the standards of our storied food industry. Join us as we travel through the 6-state region, learning more about food makers, food hubs, and food systems. Visit the website at Northwest Rocky Mountain Regional Food Businesses.com to get connected. And I would like to introduce you to Vanessa, the co-owner of Farmented Foods, turning ugly vegetables into beautiful ferments in Montana. We're delighted to have you on the show today, Vanessa. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
We always like to connect our listeners to you and give them the best way to follow you and your story. How can they find you on social media?
Yes, so we're on Facebook and Instagram. If you search Farmented or Farmented Foods, you'll find us there. You can check out our website, farmented.com.
Perfect. And we'll put the links in the show notes so people can find you easily. Just click down below. We always like to start at the beginning. So when did you start the business and what inspired you to start Farmented Foods?
Yeah, so it's about 8, 9 years ago that the journey started. It was back in Bozeman. It was actually a MSU college class project that myself and my business partner, we were classmates in a class called Farm to Market. And the goal was we were paired up with a farmer and we needed to help him create a value-added product, but using a waste stream that he had. So the farmer that we had, he had a lot of daikon radishes, he had carrots, he had cabbage. It was the fall, so everything was, more storage crops, and he was kind of looking to not store them for much longer. At the time, I was into fermenting. I loved the health benefit aspect of it. I did it for myself and my family and just, small scale sauerkrauts and some kombucha. So for the project, I was like, well, this seems pretty easy. Let's just create some fermented recipes. We'll ferment his vegetables and give them a new life, longer shelf life. They taste great. Everyone at that point in time, I think that was 2016, they were like, what's fermentation? Like, what's sauerkraut? So I brought my home creations and let them taste them. And, as the project went, we developed the business. We presented it in the fall of 2016. And the professors and the farmers that were there at the presentation, they were like, this actually could be a business. Like, this seems pretty needed. The farmers that were there thought that this was an actual good idea. One of the professors actually, during our presentation, purchased our domain, farmented.com, and just had such confidence that we should do this. So after the presentation, we decided to do it. Oddly enough, we're two Vanessas that run Farmented Foods, and it's been us since 2016. We ran the business in Bozeman for quite a few years. We had used the Livingston Food Resource Center, a shared kitchen space down there in Livingston for quite a few years, which was a great place to start. And in 2020, I moved the business, our operations, up to Kalispell so I could be closer to family. And yeah, that's kind of the beginning of it.
Did you have to move all your stuff with you when you moved?
Yes. Yeah, that was so 2020. I was 8 months pregnant
Mm.
and looking for a commercial kitchen. At the time, I thought, oh, I'll just have this baby and we'll just like shuttle back and forth to Bozeman to make sauerkraut. And I don't know what I was thinking, but so glad that plan shifted. We ended up finding our current spot, which is in the old Gateway Mall in Kalispell. Um, I thought it was just like a deserted building, but they have actually modified it, and like every unit in there has some sort of business, whether it be a nonprofit or for profit. I have all of the food court areas, and my husband's like remodeled them to suit our needs and kind of make it just the space we need. And yeah, it's just worked out really, really well.
I
That's
wanted
very
to
awesome.
I wanted to talk a little bit about fermenting, because we've had a few guests that have fermented products before, but maybe in case we have listeners that don't know much about it or a little intimidated by it, we have this thing here in Portland called the Fermentation Festival. It's kind of lovingly called the Stink Fest, but people bring all different kind of fermented products that they make. But if people don't know the basics of fermenting, could you just give a little rundown of what fermentation is and why it's good for us?
Yeah, for sure. So the process that we use is called lactofermentation. We call it like a natural or raw fermentation process. So basically, the bacteria that's on the surface naturally of the vegetables, it, eats the sugars of the vegetable and creates the lactic acid, which helps preserve the vegetable, and the good bacteria or the probiotics proliferate, also helping preserve the final product. It's yeah, just like this wonderful creation of nature that, I mean, with the right inputs of salt and water and, the right, vegetables, it just works out so wonderfully to preserve food.
Do you have a favorite like salt to water ratio?
I do like it depends on the vegetable. For cabbage to carrots to jalapenos, it can range anywhere from 3% to, peppers, we do a higher percentage, like 6%, and it gives it like a really tangy, yeah, I would say like a really tangy jalapeno.
Vanessa, can you share with them how you ferment? Like when I saw how you make the product, I was like blown away.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we first started, used, I'm sure you've all seen like the big ceramic crocks. You can buy them in hardware stores, just online. Ours were about 3 gallon size crocks, and we had 14 of them. We'd line them all up and lug these heavy things around. And finally, we started to kind of move away from that just because we had a need for larger batches. And we started using American oak barrels. The ones we have are 55 gallons. So they sit on casters and we wheel them around, and we have a little tipper that we can, tip it out when we need to empty it and get it cleaned up. But yeah, it's amazing how quickly we can go through a 55-gallon barrel of sauerkraut.
Do you use a salometer or how do you measure the salt concentration of the liquid that you're working with?
We just weigh everything out, like every ingredient that goes into the barrel, we weigh down to the gram. Like with our vegetables, of course, like the water content varies, and that's why we always weigh it and we don't like, measure it by volume. Does that answer your question? We don't have a saltometer that
Oh, okay.
maybe would be handy.
What about a pH meter?
Yes, yes, we do test the pH frequently throughout the process, and that is also a very interesting metric to watch because, like, within, I don't know, 5 to 7 days, the pH just drops down, and that's another thing that really keeps the vegetables preserved and also prevents any harmful bacteria or mold from growing. And that happens so quickly, and that's, yeah, what makes it such a successful preservation.
What do you do with the data that you collect?
We have lots of clipboards and charts, and spreadsheets. I collect a lot of data for personal records, but also just food safety, batch tracking, all that kind of stuff.
And how long do you usually ferment vegetables for, both for, home people when they're thinking about fermenting? Like, I think that's the most common question people ask is like, how long do I keep this sitting out on the counter? And does that change when you're doing it on a professional scale?
I still follow, I feel, pretty standard fermentation practices. Like when we moved up to the 55-gallon barrels, my initial thinking was, oh, this is going to take so much longer to ferment because it's a larger volume. But after doing some research, it actually doesn't. Like the bacteria in that area just does the same thing it would do as if it were in a small mason jar. So yes, it does vary a little bit with vegetables. Like our sauerkraut we do for 4 weeks, but our spicy carrots we only do for 10 days. And that has to do with like the sugar content of the vegetable.
I have a question. Have you thought about just fermenting in the jars that you sell it in?
I've thought about it, but it just, I don't know, something about the process seems like out of flow with at least how my brain works. I don't know. Maybe it would be a good idea. I've never really tested it because, yeah, I mean, when I test a batch or like I'm trying new recipes, I do it in mason jars at home.
Yeah.
So theoretically, it seems like it would work because we have 16-ounce glass jars that we sell it in. So it should work. I mean, I guess the one thing that might be an issue, like having like when I ferment at home, I put the little glass weights in it to submerge the brine or submerge it into brine. That would be a little bit tricky, like creating that environment, either putting a weight in it or, yeah, I'm not really sure how that would work.
What do you do with the liquid?
So when we jar it, we pull out like the substrate or like the vegetable particles, put it in the jar, and then we top it off with the brine. If we have a little extra, I like to take it home and drink it myself. I don't like to waste anything. One of our products, actually, our spicy carrots, excuse me, it does create quite a bit of extra brine. So we created a product based around
Mm.
that, which is called our Fixer Elixir, and we just bottle it up into a 16-ounce bottle.
Oh.
And at first, we were just like, oh, put it in a soup or use it in your cooking. But we've found a lot of our customers actually like to take it almost like medicinally, like they'll take a shot of it in the morning or evening, or if they have a bellyache, or just anytime you'd want some good sea salt or some probiotics for whatever health issue you have going on. So it kind of went from a waste stream there again to like, oh, this is actually a valuable product that we shouldn't be dumping down the drain.
I had to run and go grab my jar
Oh,
Oh,
because
you have
I
some.
couldn't remember what you say, but the ugly vegetable certified, I think
yeah.
that's hilarious, and I absolutely love that. That's your own
Yeah,
label or claim, right?
we created it just as kind of a spur off of the class project where we started everything, the using the ugly vegetables, the carrots and the cabbage that needs to be used. And we really, I mean, we know a lot of businesses do use the grade B vegetables from farmers, but we wanted to make a statement by using them and like send a message to consumers that there is food waste and we're hoping to do something about it. We ask our farmers first and foremost, like, do you have the grade B? We would like to use those. And or in the fall, like right now, we're trying to contact as many farmers as we can to use up cabbage or daikons, and 'cause we know that this time of year they like to get their fridges turned off, and we like to stock up our fridges.
And what percentage would you say right now you're sourcing from Montana?
Actually, right now it's 100%.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. I
Yeah.
love that.
When we first started, it was, maybe like July to like October that we could be 100%. And then we had to start, shopping out of Oregon and surrounding states or California. But in the last couple of years, we've found some farmers that have been utilizing, the high tunnels and like heated throughout the year. So carrots, cabbage, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we'll be able to get our daikons through the winter this year too.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's hear about your specific products that you sell. We'll be right back.
Oregon State University's College of Agricultural Sciences and the Food Innovation Center are proud sponsors of Meaningful Marketplace. With a mission to serve all Oregonians, we are committed to giving voice to those whose food and agricultural stories are not always heard. By providing access and opportunity for a more diverse and just food system, because food brings people together. I noticed that you can get a 4-pack, so like a sample pack from you. Can you tell us a little bit about how that would come and how you can choose what it is you want? Sounds like you can pick whatever
Yeah.
4 items you want.
Yeah, so on our website right now, you can only get our 4 original flavors, which is our dill sauerkraut, our radish kimchi, the spicy carrots, and then the fixer elixir. You can mix and match any variety if you want to do 4 of a kind or 1 of each. And then we will ship anywhere in the US. It is a little pricey because of shipping and the glass, and we put an ice pack in there. So, it is what it is. And, people that want it will buy it. And we appreciate that. We love getting it we've shipped everywhere from Maine, Florida, Alaska, I would say almost every state in the US.
And I wanted to go back to, you mentioned that your business partner is also Vanessa. So the business is run by 2 Vanessas. And I just wanted to say that your Instagram and your website are beautiful. Did one of you major in marketing? Was that
Yes.
something I read?
So the other Vanessa Williamson, that was her major is business marketing. In the class that we met in, it was an interdisciplinary class. So she was business marketing, I was sustainable foods and bioenergy, and the professors they picked a student from each um, area and put us together. Like we didn't even know each other. So it was kind of a weird twist of fate that they even put 2 Vanessas together for a project, and we've just been compatible ever since. She, Vanessa Williamson, has done our website, and she runs most of our Instagram marketing stuff, which she does a great job. And yes, I love our website. We've had a lot of compliments on it.
Just looking through social media
Mhm.
and typing in fermented, there are so many sites that have literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. Are
Mhm.
you getting a lot of hits on social media?
We could be doing more, I feel. This is one of the downs of just running the business with us too. We are running the dailies, we're both making the product, we're both selling it. So a lot of times like social media and, marketing gets put on the back burner.
Have you thought of connecting with some people to sort of get the word out there?
We're definitely open to it. Um, Definitely on a budget though.
Influencers?
Yes. Yes, we're definitely open to it. If that's the way the business goes, we're open to, yeah, we're
Where do you guys sell at now in Montana area? Do you wholesale or do you do farmers markets? How does it get to the people in your state?
Yeah, we do both. So in the summer, we both do a farmer's market. We both really enjoy that, direct customer conversations. I think it just kind of keeps us going, having those conversations every weekend. But we also do wholesale. In Montana, we're in about 80 stores. Um, so anything from natural grocers, we're in the Whole Foods in Bozeman and Jackson Hole, and then just, any of the co-ops, the Bozeman Co-op, health food stores all across the state.
When I
Uh,
first heard of your product, it was about the time when we were rolling out our RFSI program and you were working with Ben on it, and I
Mhm.
was pregnant. And oh my goodness, like sauerkraut, I would go through that stuff like nobody's business. And
Oh,
then
really?
I discovered your dill pickle sauerkraut. I was like, oh boy,
Nice, nice.
this is it. This is what
Yeah,
I need right now.
that's
I just always
awesome.
had a jar, and that's what I have here. We always have it.
Oh, good, good. And you live in Kalispell?
Yeah, yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Very
I saw you, I think it was your husband at the farmer's market.
okay. Yep,
Your
yep. I
son.
put him to work on the weekends.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a good line. I took the last dill sauerkraut that was like that was out, and I heard the people behind me like complain. They were like, no. And then
Oh
your husband
no.
was like the
You
save
should
the
have sold
day.
it to him for double.
I should
Yeah,
have.
you
But
could
your
have.
husband saved the day and said, don't worry, I have more. I just gotta move my son out of the way to get the buy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
love
yes.
it.
It's a family operation on the weekends for sure. We were just down in Bozeman for the handmade fair, and similar thing happened. I ran out of dill sauerkraut, and there were still 2 hours to go. And I
Oh
was just
wow.
so bummed that I didn't bring more, but also kind of celebrating that I sold like almost all my product that I did bring. But because you never know how, the markets are going to go or those big events, and you always want to sell out, but then you're like, ah, should I have brought more? But the truck can only hold so much.
We were just at the Slow Foods event down in Sacramento, Sarah Marshall and I, and your product would have done really well there. And then there was another Slow Foods event at Jackson, Wyoming.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you heard about it, but there was a market, and that would have been a great place for you to kind of show up. They have an end of season farm to table event. So maybe look for that next year. And if you're selling in Jackson, it would be a great place to go.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that one. I have heard of Slow Food, but I wasn't aware that they were in Jackson Hole, so that would be a great
Yeah,
to make.
they have an amazing program there, and you can become a member. It's only $60. I'd recommend anybody doing farm to table stuff to become a member of Slow Foods.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
We always like to ask if you have any advice for people that are currently dreaming up a business.
Hmm. Oh, that's a tough one. I would say,
Don't do it.
yeah. I mean, I love the business that we have. It's definitely a passion project. I mean, I love fermentation. I love the ugly vegetable aspect of it, and I love our branding and all that. But boy, there's some days I really wish that I had gotten into a business that wasn't refrigerated, because just that extra aspect of, distribution and, shipping it is kind of a headache. It slows things down a little bit.
Mhm.
And especially with the glass jars, which we're pretty firm in, staying with glass jars for sustainability purposes. But yeah, the refrigeration, I might think about that one again if I was picking what food product to develop. But, then again, it is a healthy, nutritious product. So it is what it is. And we're growing every year that we've been in business. So, it's just maybe a little bit slower. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing for people to think about. If you're thinking about starting a business, just know that having a refrigerated product does
Yeah,
make things a lot harder.
it does. It does.
Yeah. Well, let's tell people how to support you and purchase from you.
If you follow us Instagram, Facebook, that would be the best way to connect with us. If you are in Montana, we are currently working on getting our locations on our website so you can find us in, almost any of the major Montana cities. But if you are outside of Montana, check out our website, farmented.com. We're happy to ship anywhere in the US. It's a great time of year for sending Christmas presents, so we do that quite frequently. So, yeah, check us out.
Haley or Sarah, any final thoughts or questions for Vanessa?
I guess I just want to know which product is your favorite one and how do you most commonly use it?
Oh boy. So when I was listing off the products earlier, I didn't mention our new like kind of specialty products, which are a dill pickle, a sliced dill pickle, and a sliced jalapeno. Those ones, just maybe since they're newer, they're kind of, special when I have them in the house. And I I can't keep the pickles around between myself or my two boys. Like we go through a jar a day if we have them. They're just so good. The fermentation with dill pickles is like a whole new experience from a, traditional vinegar pickle. So I would say those two. And then from our main products, I use the dill sauerkraut the most. I put it on my eggs in the morning to every meal throughout the day, really.
When I was in high school in Minnesota, I worked in a delicatessen and we would buy 5-gallon buckets of fermented pickles and
Mhm.
just sell them out of the deli case. Have you thought about going into like a 5-gallon food service bucket or a 2.5 gallon?
Yeah. So we actually do a 1 gallon,
You do one
which
gallon.
maybe we should do 2 gallons. But yes, we do a 1 gallon on our four of our main products. Lot of restaurants around the state purchase it. MSU and UM actually both use it in their dining halls, which is awesome. They go through a lot of it, specifically the dill sauerkraut.
That's cool. That's
Congratulations.
where it first started.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
yeah,
It's like full circle.
it
You
is.
should ride that wheel as far as you can go because
Yeah.
when you can put stuff in a bigger container, it takes the same amount of time as a small container and you get to sell it for a lot more.
Yes, our
Mhm.
margins are definitely a lot nicer on those 1 gallon things.
Yeah, so if you just put a little bit more effort on it this coming year, make
Yeah,
a couple more contacts, it'll help continue to grow your business without as much running
yeah,
around.
yeah,
Mhm.
definitely, definitely.
Well, Vanessa, it was great to meet you today, and we love what you're doing in Montana, and that your school project turned into a business for you and your family. And thanks for coming on and telling your story.
Yeah, thank you. So nice to meet you all.
And thanks to our listeners for tuning into the show. If you want to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, or follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Meaningful Marketplace Podcasts, you can call or text Sarah and I with questions at 503-395-8858. And we couldn't do this without our fantastic team at Joy of Creation Production House. Thanks to Dave, our production coordinator, and Hailey, our audio engineer. We'll be back next week. Thanks for joining, everybody. Bye.
Bye for now.
If you love the stories we bring you each week, please consider supporting us on Patreon. As an independent media company, your support is absolutely essential. It allows us to continue creating high-quality professional episodes that amplify the voices of women, small business owners, writers, artists, and creatives, and keep their stories free from commercial pressure. By becoming a Patreon member, you're not just supporting us, you're investing in the future of independent media. Please visit patreon.com/The Joy of Creation Production House to join our community today. Thank you for listening and supporting our podcast dreams.